Chapter 5. Eating lunch in the cafeteria, Kyle stared at his wilted fish sticks, wishing he could pull a magic take another turn card out of thin air. I blew it, he mumbled. Yep, Akimi agreed, you basically did. Can you imagine how awesome that new library is going to be if Mr. Lemoncello and his imagination factory guys had anything to do with it? Yes, I can. And I'm kind of hoping I get to see it too. After all, I wrote a real essay, not one sentence about balloons. Thanks. Rub it in. Hakimi eased up a little bit. All right, hey Kyle, when you're playing a game like Sorry and you get bumped back 3 spaces, do you usually quit? No. If I get bumped, I play harder, because I know I need to find a way to get back those 3 spaces and pull ahead of the pack. Hey guys! Miguel Fernandez carried his tray over and joined Kyle and Akimi. He was being followed by a kid with spiky hair and glasses the size of welder's goggles. You two know Andrew Peckelman, right? Hey, said Kyle and Akimi. Hello. Andrew is one of my top library aides, said Miguel. Cool, said Akimi. Mrs. Youngins, the librarian, just confirmed Mr. Lemoncello is the top secret benefactor who donated all the money to build the new public library. $500 million. She heard it on NPR, added Peckelman, who more or less talked through his nose. So we did some primary research on Mr. Lemoncello and his connection to Alexandriaville. And what'd you find out? Asked Kyle. First off, said Miguel, he was born here. So that's why Mr. Lemoncello is building this super secret library in Alexandriaville. He had 9 brothers and sisters, added Andrew, all of them crammed into a tiny apartment with 1 bathroom over in Little Italy, said Miguel. And, said Peckelman, sounding like he wanted to one-up Miguel, he loved the old public library down on Market Street. He used to go there when he was a kid, and he needed a quiet place to think and doodle. And get this, said Miguel eagerly, Mrs. Tobin, the librarian back there, took an interest in little Luigi, even though he was just, a kid like us then. She kept the library open at night. She let him borrow junk from her desk or her purse. Thimbles, thumbtacks, glue bottles, even red Barbie doll boots. Stuff that he would use for game pieces. He would map out his ideas on the library table. And then, Andrew jumped in, then Mrs. Tobin took Mr. Lemoncello's sketch for Family Frenzy home to her husband. Her husband ran a print shop. They signed some papers, created a company, and within a couple years, they were all millionaires. But Miguel had the last word. Well, now, of course, Mr. Lemoncello is a bazillionaire. What are you 4 nerds so excited about? Said Haley Daly as she waltzed past with a gaggle of the popular girls from her royal cart. Haley was the princess of 7th grade. Blonde hair, blue eyes, blazingly bright smile. She looked like a walking toothpaste commercial. Like a walking toothpaste commercial.
Simile.
That's a simile. She's comparing it. We pumped about Mr. Lemoncello, said Miguel. And the new library, said Andrew. And, said Kyle melodramatically, just seeing you, Haley. Ugh, you are so immature. Come on, girls, Haley said, and her friends flounced away to the cool kids' table. Check it out, said Akimi, gesturing toward the cafeteria's food line, where Charles Chiltington was balancing 2 trays, his own and one for Mrs. Cameron. I'm so glad you have lunchroom duty today, Mrs. Cameron, Kyle heard Chiltington say. If you don't mind, I have a few questions about how conventions within genres, such as poetry, drama, or essays, can affect meaning. Well, Charles, I'd be happy to discuss that with you. Thank you, Mrs. Cameron, and may I say, that sweater certainly complements your eye color. Charles Chiltington's kind of a little bit of a teacher's pet, isn't he?
Yeah. The author made it so...
Don't worry, said Kyle. Mrs. Cameron isn't the final judge. Mr. Lemoncello is. And since he's a genius, he will definitely pick the essays you guys want. Undoubtedly, said Peckelman. Thanks, Kyle, said Miguel. I just wish you could win with us, said Akimi. Well, maybe I can. Like you said, this is a move back 3 space card, Tile said. A take a walk on the boardwalk when someone else owns it. It's a shoot in Chutes and Ladders. A detour to the molasses swamp in Candyland. Yo, Kyle, said Miguel. Exactly how many board games have you played? Enough to know you don't ever quit when somebody actually wins. He picked up his lunch and headed for the dirty tray window. And Kimi called after him, "Where are you going?" "I have the rest of lunch in study hall to work on a new essay." "But Mrs. Cameron won't take it." "Maybe, but I've got to roll the dice one more time. Maybe I'll get lucky." "I hope so," said Akimi. "Me too. See you guys on the